Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye podcast. It is episode 38, and boy, does it feel like we've been gone for quite some time. We're back on a Friday, and usually not a regular day, but as circumstances had been foreseen, we had to push it back a little bit. But we're back. We're here, and before I get any further, let me introduce my co-host for tonight, Mr. Christian. Christian, how are we?
Oh, I'm good, man. It's good to be back. After a week break, I'm ready for this.
Yes, indeed. Ready to go and ready to do this. And most of you will be asking, where is Dylan? Well, Dylan is off vacationing once again. It looks like he's taking more vacations than any person I've ever known to take a vacation. But Dylan is out there somewhere in I would say the Bahamas, but he already got tired of visiting that place so much. But he's out there in Corte Maltese or somewhere. He's got a cubana in his hand and a Cuban cigar in another. So he's out there. He's listening to us right now. So shout out to you, Dylan, and keep enjoying your vacation. But Christian, we got plenty to talk about. We're going to be talking about El Tri's, let's say less fortunate results against Uruguay and the United States, and then we're going to
Yes.
be talking about exactly what went down with what is going to go down against Morelia tomorrow, and then of
Mhm.
course we got a little bit bonus surprise for those who are tuning in and listening because of that trivia question. So, you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. So let's jump into what happened last Friday, just a week ago. Let's go in back in time and let's relive exactly what happened against Uruguay. So we were kind of not the most optimistic people coming into this game. Well, at least you and Dylan weren't. I was, but it looks like you guys were right to throw caution to the wind with this young roster, and we saw the results against Uruguay. It was a terrible 4-1 defeat. I didn't think it merited a 4-1 result. I just think we didn't capitalize on some of our chances, and then of course our defending was very 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 poor. But ultimately, what's your takeaway from this first match?
Honestly, this first match didn't really bother me. Like going in, I think I made a prediction that we were gonna lose. So like there weren't really high hopes in terms of the results. There were high hopes in terms of the performances, and I think those performances met my requirements. So overall, I'm calm over this game.
Okay, calm. Calm is the right word to use in regards to the Uruguay game. I think it's to be noted that Mexico actually started playing off pretty decently in the beginning of the game. We had some pretty good ball possession. We were moving the ball around really well, and I think if it wasn't for a little bit of decision making in the final third, we possibly could have gone 1-0 up and actually controlled the game from there.
Yeah, and I think those changes that we missed didn't really get into their heads as much. I guess they just felt like, oh, okay, well, listen, though, we gotta keep going and going and pushing. We gotta make these chances, or else we're gonna let Uruguay come into this game. You see Mexico get like some possession of the match. They take a little bit of control, but then as soon as they miss, Uruguay just comes back and takes control of the game back.
Yep, and it's interesting to note that you have all these youngsters, but yet we still fielded a couple players that had experience.
Yeah, you had Hugo Ayala in there. He was the center back for the World Cup. Oh, you had Jesus Gallardo in there as well. And, these are players that I thought were gonna give better performances, but for me, the defense was the weakest link out of this 11.
It did feel like that. It really, really did feel like that. But let me just go through the lineup with you. It was Ochoa in net, and
Hmm.
then it looked like we went with a 5-3-2. No, that was against that was
No, that
against,
was that was
that
USA.
was against the USA.
Yeah, that was
We
USA.
went
Yes.
4-4. Yeah, four
Hmm.
four 4-3-3. Excuse me. We went 4-3-3
Yes.
on the Uruguay game. So it was Ochoa
Hmm.
in goal. It was Angulo at right back, Ayala and Gallardo at no, it was Angulo and Ayala at center backs. It was
Hmm.
Gallardo at left back and Rodriguez at right back. Jonathan Dos Santos, Eric Gutierrez in the midfield with Elias Hernandez, Irvin Lozano, Alan Pulido kind of playing as a cam in a sense, and Raul Jimenez up top by himself.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
it looked like we fielded a pretty good 11 on my behalf, especially with what we had.
Hmm.
So it's quite a bit surprising that we didn't get a better result in that sense. But let's face it, Uruguay was stacked with what I would consider their World Cup squad.
Yeah, minus Cavani. Hmm.
Exactly. But I mean, minus Cavani, and they still did this. Imagine with
Yes.
Cavani.
Yeah, it would have went more south than what it did.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think a lot of fans didn't even flinch after the result. They said it's a lot of youngsters. These things happen.
Hmm.
We're gonna call it that. There was a good couple of bright moments from a couple of good young players.
Hmm.
I think when Diego Lainez came in, he absolutely did amazing, taking on players, actually trying to be that creative spark. Victor Guzman almost scored a wonderful, wonderful kind of
Yes.
chilena.
Hmm.
Raul Jimenez was a little bit disappointing for me, but
Yeah,
I
same.
think in the end, he needs to work on that. Chucky Lozano was a bit quiet for me as well. I think he
Really?
could have
Oh,
done a little
I
bit more.
yeah, yeah. I think we know he can do more. For this game, it didn't really bother his performance didn't bother me.
And then in defense, I think Edson did pretty decently. I think he had a more solid game against the U.S. than he did against Uruguay, but I think he still demonstrated a little bit something.
Yes, definitely.
So in the end, 4-1 result, we'll kind of push that to the side and say a weird anomaly. Ugh, can't even talk right now. A weird result in the end.
Hmm.
But ultimately we knew there was a youngster, so we didn't even flinch about it. So moving on to what was the game against Tuesday against the United States. A lot of hype, a lot of I guess you would say a lot of passion was being poured into this match. Of course,
Yes.
with everything being September 11th, and with the obviously the CONCACAF rivalry between the USA and Mexico. So a lot was going on, and we felt comfortable against this matchup. We felt that this game would definitely be the game where we would see our best sides. Possibly we did. Who knows? Because we did get a red card, and that kind of threw things off as well.
Hmm.
But I think this game was even more exciting because you had two national teams who were coming off kind of a similar restructural process. Both teams going through a generation phase, and it was really the best of our youngsters against the best of their youngsters because of course most of practically all our Europeans had to go back to Europe besides
Hmm.
Osvaldo Alanis.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the main reason why people thought this game was gonna be so exciting because of the youngster aspect of this game. We got to show USA and Mexico get to showcase their best talents and go head to head. And for me, this game was very hyped up.
It was a very very hyped up game. That kind of lived to its moments. It had a lot of emotional roller coasters, where from chances being created to a goal
Hmm.
being scored to
Yeah.
obviously the big controversial stance of Miazga against Linus.
Hmm.
Everything, the red card, it just proved to be a wonderful a spectacular of a match with
Hmm.
passion and of course that rage that you have between two rivals in the
Yeah.
pitch. So it was a pretty good display of a soccer match.
Yeah, I think the last time I felt like kind of the intensity was back in the CONCACAF Cup in Pasadena. I think in the Rose Bowl when we beat them 3-2. When
Yeah,
Aguilar scored that golazo. I
yeah.
think last time I felt like that intensity, and like you said, that whole Linus thing kind of just amped it up more, and I just can't wait for these teams to meet again.
It should be interesting and it should be exciting. And hopefully, Miazga and Linus get to meet each other one more time again on the pitch. Should be interesting to see how all of that revolves. But at the end of the day, we got to say the result wasn't what we expected, and it definitely wasn't what everyone else was expecting either. A 1-0 loss against our arch rivals, the U.S. men's national team, means Mexico walked away with nothing, not even pride in a sense, because you ended up losing to your biggest rival.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's disappointing because you see in the first half, like Mexico really dominated that game. Like I think it took USA like 30 minutes to even get a shot on Hugo Gonzalez. Like it was that like Mexico controlled the match. And like I was trying to say, like, but the problem was I think for Mexico was that they got to the final third, and I guess that young aspect of this team just did not know how to finish the ball. I think that really hurt us in the long run.
Yep. I think we needed someone a little bit more capable of, putting the ball in the back of the net. I'm not saying that, these players aren't capable of it, but maybe if Raúl Jiménez was still there or, Chicharito, who knows what would have happened. Enrique Peralta, which we know is probably not going to happen because he retired, but still, you need someone who
Yeah.
has the capability, who's shown it time and time again. But I think as much as the result hurts and as much as the result is not exactly what we were hoping for, I think we can still walk away kind of content with what the youngsters showed.
Oh yes, definitely, and especially like you said, the wonder kid Diego Linus. Diego Linus. really stole the show in the sense that every time he had the ball, something creative was going to happen. Every time he had the ball, USA feared. We're on their toes, and just Diego Lenz was like the playmaker of this game.
Exactly. I don't understand as to why Tuca took him out though.
Maybe to, I mean, the game was getting a little bit choppy. Maybe just get him out of there.
I mean, I
Prevent
get
any.
why he brings on Elias
Yeah.
Hernandez for
Hmm.
Linus. I mean, Linus was playing in that wing, but
Yeah.
could have easily swapped.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It was weird too when he took him out and Roberto Ravel. I think they both came out at the same time. I think those two were my biggest I guess stars sort of say for these friendlies.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
good.
weird when it was weird when he took both of them out at the same time.
Yeah, but hey, it's Tuca's world, and we were just living in it for the meantime. So he's going back to Tigres, and again, that
Yes.
manager banca, that manager seat is pretty empty. We'll have to wait and see exactly what the federation does. A lot of names being thrown out there, a lot of rumors,
Guardiola?
but until huh?
I say Guardiola, maybe?
Guardiola,
Never.
no, he's too
Never.
busy at
Never.
Manchester City making my life a
No,
living
I know.
nightmare
He's just
with Manchester United. But it would be nice. But it's funny enough too because I was talking to this with my boss at work, and he was like, so they still don't have a coach. I was like, no, they still don't have a coach, and just everybody knows that that's a really hot seat right now. That's always going to be a hot seat,
Mhm.
regardless of who you are, what player you are, what managerial history you have. It doesn't matter. At the
Yeah,
end of the day, it's always going to be a tough result. It's always going to be a tough place to go to, and it's going to be a tough position always because you're going to be under scrutiny. You're going to be under close watch, and you're going to have to take a lot of the blame for poor results.
definitely. Yes.
So it should be interesting to see who's actually willing to take that job because it's not an easy one. Not an easy
No.
one by any means necessary. I can promise you, you can have Guardiola in that spot, and if he loses 2 3 games, he is gonna be under the same scrutiny that
Yes, definitely.
Juan Carlos Osorio was. So it's gonna be interesting to see because as the Mexican media and us as Mexican fans as well, we love to just kind of throw blame at the manager. So we'll have
Yes.
to wait and see who comes in. And but for the most part, I think the youngsters did fairly well enough to see maybe that they'll probably come back in the near future.
Definitely. And then you can kind of see players that, maybe won't be getting the call up. And I
Yeah,
think that serves as good for, let's say, a roster for the Gold Cup for next year. Just these youngsters are like filling pieces, okay, so we can take you guys to the Gold Cup, try you guys out there. And then these other players that, maybe need to work on some things in order to earn that call up again.
yeah, yeah. But it's a long time from here and then, so
Yes,
they got
definitely.
plenty of time to improve, and hopefully
Definitely.
they will do. Hopefully they will do. But quick takeaway from this international break. What do you say?
The youngsters look promising, and I just want to see more.
Okay, I agree. The youngsters looked promising. It was very exciting, and we'll have to wait
Mhm.
to see if they get more call-ups. But I think our takeaway is that we have a bright future.
Yes, we do have a bright future, but we need a coach fast.
We do need a coach. We do need a coach, and we'll have to wait and see because I think next game is next month, right?
Next month, yeah, we got Chile and Costa Rica.
So we'll have to wait and see who they call up for that Chile game. Of course, every Mexican will feel like it's a perfect moment to get some revenge, even if it's a friendly. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but for me, I think in my personal preference, I would like the coach for the World Cup to be announced before those October friendlies. Mexicans are always talking about this 4-year process that we need it, so let's get a coach and let's get it fast.
Yep, because the more time we waste, the more time that those 4 years pass by us. But
Exactly.
in the end, it was what it was. Tuca Ferretti is now out. We'll have to wait and see who's the coach, and hopefully they give these youngsters another opportunity when the time comes by. But at the end of the day, I think it was different, but it
Mhm.
wasn't bad. I'll give
Definitely.
I'll give them that.
Yep. Let us know in the chat who do you think should be the Mexican coach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us know. Let us know, or tweet it at us as well. We'd
Oh,
love
yep.
to hear you guys'
Mhm.
opinion as well. For those of you listening on SoundCloud and iTunes right now, go
Yep.
make sure you guys follow us on iTunes. Yeah, make sure you guys do follow us on iTunes so you guys can never miss a show. But also make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at
Hmm.
Eagle iPod. We'll keep you guys updated with everything, and we'll make sure that we interact with you as much as we interact to the people on the live chat right now. But talking about the people in the live chat, hello to Mr. Leba, hello to Luis, hello to Chris. hello to everyone, actually. So thank you for coming along. It's Friday. I know some of you are probably a little bit busy, but thank you for making it possible.
Thank you.
So that wraps up our little segment of the Mexican national team. Whenever Mexico does come and play again, we definitely will have you covered with everything in regards to matches, player announcements, details, all of that. So make sure you guys do keep it here for all that coverage. Now, let's go and shift our attention to what we focus on for about 90% of the season, and that is our beloved Águilas del América. Are we ready to talk about them?
Yes, I am ready.
Ready. Oh, it feels like it's been too long
Definitely.
since they've been on our screens and since they've been on our mind. So Las Águilas del América will be playing against Morelia in the Estadio Azteca. We'll be previewing that match shortly, but we got two things to talk about. First, I want to give a huge shout out to the area of Los Angeles for making the Super Clásico USA an absolutely amazing atmosphere of a match, and whoever was down there knows that what I'm talking about. It was an absolute festival, a carnival, whether you were an America fan, whether you were a Chivas fan, absolutely amazing. And I will say this though, I was a little bit worried about security. I was a little bit worried about maybe a couple, big fights breaking out, but for the most part, it looks like security was on point. Although there was a couple of fights. Our good friend Luis asked me, Ivan, in the Clásico in LA, did you see any fights? I saw 3. I'm actually going to say this. As soon as kickoff was about to start from the press box, I saw what looked to be almost a fight between two Americanistas, if you can believe that. Two Americanistas arguing over their seats. You know
That's
how it
common.
goes.
That's common. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see that a lot when they go to Mexico games as well. There's, you get a little bit. I don't want to really bring this like topic up, but like you get a little bit of alcohol in your system, and then everything becomes a problem to your world. So
exactly, the Heat's not playing a good part in it either. So I don't know what the funniest thing though. It's probably not as funny as it should be, but when this argument was breaking through, like the lady, like the mom was getting all mad, and the guys were arguing and yelling and all this stuff, and then this little boy comes around. And he goes to the guy that's arguing with his dad and kind of squares up on him, like pull up, like
stop, no.
So the little boy had to be about 8 years old, and he was ready to throw fists with this 40-year-old man.
Dude.
I'm like, what is going on? And it's ridiculous because you saw, I was literally right there because the press box had literally seats under. And they were like four rows down, and I was just like, oh, I gotta pay attention to the game, but this is also going on. What am I gonna do? So it was ridiculous. So the funny thing enough was the Chivas fan broke it up. So
wow. Okay, at least they're good for something.
Yep, they are. They're good for something. But but for the most part, it was a very, very family kind of place.
As it should be.
You guys did see there was a pitch invader in the game. He was arrested.
Oh yeah.
There's actually 2 other people that got arrested that were trying to get to the pitch. Didn't get to the actual pitch, but were on the grass area. But they did get detained right before they left. So a lot of craziness was going on. We were able to go down to the field, get kind of be by the porra. I don't know if you guys seen our Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys do follow us on Instagram. We're on there now. You guys will see all those wonderful, wonderful pictures. The Monumental was there. And they absolutely killed it. I mean, absolutely killed it. The environment, the vibe, everyone was just taken away from it. If you were down there in the grass area, just looking up at the people, just chanting and having a party, it was absolutely amazing. Flares going off, smoke, and, they're singing and they're chanting their movement. It was absolutely amazing. And again, we have some of the best fans in the world. I'm not just saying Mexico, in the world. It's absolutely phenomenal. And you can only imagine what the Azteca looks like when it's 100% packed and filled and painted yellow.
We need that kind of energy in the Azteca, man. We need that.
We do. And hopefully we can get that energy back. But it was a good time. And even though the game probably wasn't the best of games, there was a little bit of moments where I thought, man, what's gonna happen? Some of these players just looked a little bit on the, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of them kind of did take it a bit as a friendly. Others just kind of thought, I'm not gonna try to overwork myself. It's just a game that's played out here. Yeah. But for the most part, it was a pretty decent game. I think we had most of the ball. I think we had some of the best opportunities.
Yes.
Chivas had their chances here and there. They took them. And then, of course, the big moment was that it was Moise Munoz's last game ever.
Hmm. Yeah.
And what a way to go out in a packed house in LA. And it was absolutely amazing to see Moise Munoz get that recognition.
Definitely. And then you saw when he was leaving the pitch, you even saw some Chivas fans stand up and clap for Munoz. And I think that just shows the impact he had on Mexican soccer.
And that's important. I think and when I talked to him, the day at practice, he mentioned to me, he's like, at the end of the day, as much as I love the fans, for the clubs I played for, I think at the end of the day, my love for the sport is really what I want to convey in people, whether you're an American fan, whether you're not. And he's like, I just want my career to be as an example for everyone. He's like, I'm not limiting them to just the clubs that I play to, but for everyone. And I
Mhm.
think what Moy Munoz has done is he has inspired a lot of people, and he probably will continue to do wonderful, wonderful things within the sport. So again, thank you to you, Moy Munoz, who just was an absolute legend, really absolute legend
Mhm.
of the game, and for what he accomplished and for his struggles and everything. Really, I think Moy Munoz will go down in history as one of those goalkeepers that you're always going to remember.
Definitely.
So that was a pretty cool experience. Again, thank you so much to LA for hosting what a wonderful, wonderful Clasico. Although it took me 2 hours to get into the stadium, but we won't even talk about that. But I will say this, without any of your guys' listening, without any of your guys' support, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much. And a huge, huge thank you to Miss Gabby, who was the kind of the director for the media down there for Prime Time Sports. And thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and for having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful display. And again, thank you to everyone who made this possible. And,
Mhm.
uh, and and we look forward to bringing you guys more coverage like that in the United States and possibly in Mexico. So stay tuned because we do have a lot planned for the podcast in regards to coverage like that. And with your guys' help, of course, we will get there in no time. But from someone who watched it at home, what's your quick takeaway about the match, Christian?
It was like you said, it was a match that where you saw players, like kind of play. Okay, I'm gonna play this because it's a Clásico, but like I'm gonna play this as well to not get hurt. It was a decent game. I enjoyed it. I guess just the atmosphere just won me over. You saw those breathtaking pictures being shared on social media, and I was like, wow, I wish I could be there.
Exactly, man. It was a spectacular, spectacular matchup, and be happy for what they're doing. And I think America is doing great things out here in the United States and trying to get that English coverage, and hopefully they continue to do games like this for the fans ultimately. But now we move on into our next segment, and it's a quick segment, but it is Christian segment. So Christian, I will let you take it away. What do you have in store for these people?
Yes, so I think last podcast we announced the Eagle Eye trivia, and you guys have been for what we want as this first season of the trivia. We've been getting great responses, so thank you to everyone who participated because it really means a lot to us, knowing that our ideas are being flourished and being put to fruition. But now it's time to reward everyone who actually supports us on the actual podcast, and for that, we will have a question in store for you guys. I will post the link in the chat right now, and you guys have an hour to answer this. So yeah, click the link and to answer that. If you get this answer correct, then you will get 20 points added onto your score.
Alrighty, there you guys have it. We are about to get a question, and hopefully you guys can get the answer right. Just to say, we have been getting some wonderful, wonderful responses. I have made a fake Twitter in which I have entered the competition. I have gotten 0 questions right, so that tells you something. And no, but thank you to everyone who's actually been doing wonderful. And some of the questions, some of them have been a little bit tricky. I will say this, and I think this one's gonna be a little tricky too. So, but to the people who have gotten those questions right, I salute you because that you guys know you're America, and that says a lot. So, Christian, whenever you're ready.
There's a problem. I can't send the
Oh,
link in the chat.
oh no 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 no. Well, it's okay because what we'll do, what we'll do, is we will send out. Great. Give me a
Great.
second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay. How
Go for
about
it.
if we give them the question right now? We'll
Okay.
transmit the question to them.
Okay.
And tomorrow, before
Tomorrow,
the game starts,
before the
they
game
have
starts.
30 minutes to
Okay.
go into that link. We will tweet it out. We will just tweet out a link. We won't even
Okay.
say what it's for, but it's gonna be a link. We're not gonna say it's trivia or anything. It's just gonna be a link. You have 30 minutes before the game starts to answer that question, and it also rewards the people who are listening to us on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Okay, we can do that.
We could do that for now, and we will
Yeah,
try
we
to
will,
make it
and
a
we,
little
yeah,
better.
this is yeah.
We'll,
Oh,
we'll, we'll try
we
to
can put the link in the description as well.
Okay, so try to put that, and then I will have to somehow edit
Oh, wait,
erase
hold
all
on.
of this.
Okay, there. Well, I sent you the link in our chat.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will tell them the question, and I also feel bad for the people who are listening to this on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Yes, definitely.
So we will give you guys still that 30-minute window. We will send you. We will just tweet out a link, and it'll be open only for 20 to 30 minutes. So you guys have until then to get that going. So here is the question for the podcast, and here it is. So, what Argentinian player went to Morelia on loan from Club America in 2005?
2015.
Sorry, 2015. Wow, I can't even say the question there. Let me repeat it again. So, what Argentinian player went to Morelia on loan from Club America in 2015?
You want me to put the question in the chat?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat as well. So just
Okay.
give them the link, and you guys have an hour.
An hour.
So go get the hour going, and exactly what's going to happen, we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully you guys know your America and get things going. So did you put the link on the description? I mean, the description.
No, only you can.
Huh?
Only you can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Or what I can do is, I guess, put it in the comments and then
there.
Or oh, there you go. Wait, what the hell? How'd you do that?
I just copied and paste.
But I tried to do that and I couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so just click the link then. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. Just click the link and submit your answer.
There you go.
Ivan. Ivan, you're a lifesaver.
You're welcome.
There you go.
How that work? But
yeah, how does that work? What the hell?
It's not a podcast unless there's difficulties. I will say that much. So go, answer away.
Yeah, that's the okay.
Open it up in a new tab so you guys can continue to listen here. Okay. So that is that, and it plays out perfectly because we're gonna be talking about Morelia.
Definitely.
So let's jump straight into it. America plays tomorrow against Monarcas Morelia in the Estadio Azteca at, I believe, 5 p.m. Correct? Which is my time.
Yes. Which is
8 o'clock your time.
8 o'clock, yes, my time, yes.
So that going back to that regular schedule, I would imagine.
For now, because next week we have a game on Friday, so
which should be fun.
I guess
should be fun. Should be fun. Friday night soccer is always fun soccer, so we'll have to wait and see. But interesting enough, we're going up against Monarcas Morelia, who I remember was the opponent that Cuauhtemoc Blanco faced in his farewell game, in which he almost scored that beautiful chip over the goalkeeper. That would have been something.
That would have been amazing. Did you see his goal against Cruz Azul in the Legends match?
Yes, I did. Wow, what a goal. I mean, wow, was just off the charts. I was watching all that and I was like, damn, does he really need to be retired? I mean, he could definitely come back into the side, do some stuff.
You just put him as forward, you know. Him and Henry Martin, they can make some magic, can't they?
Oh yeah, man. Just put him on the pitch and he will give you assists. He will take free kicks, penalties, and I promise you we're gonna have goals after goals after goals. But unfortunately, he's too busy trying to do president stuff with Cuernavaca.
Yeah, but it's all right though. We'll forgive him. He did enough for us.
He did. He absolutely did. So we're going up against Morelia, who I don't know exactly where they are on the table, but I would dare to say that they're doing.
They're ninth.
They're ninth. So they are. I was right. They're doing pretty okay for themselves. And it looks like this game is just going to be as important to them as it is for us, so they can try to cement themselves a little bit higher in the table. Because if they do win, they would go to 15 points, leaving us behind.
Exactly. Yes, they're only 2 points behind us, so then ninth place is a little bit deceiving.
So it's a lot. It's a very, absolutely very tight race right now. What's going on in the Liga MX? We're on third place in 14 points. Morelia is in ninth with 12, and only one game can actually turn the tie. So
Exactly.
that should be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, our Aguilas walk away with the 3 points, because we're going to talk about exactly what they need to do to walk away with said results.
Hmm.
We're in the Estadio Azteca, of course. Home advantage is always going to be great, and the only question is exactly what Estadio Azteca are we going to find in regards to the pitch. What do you think is going to go down there?
I expect it to be. How can I say this? I don't want to say a possession-based game, but I really do think America will try to retain a lot of possession in this match.
I think if Saturday's game was any indication of what Pio Herrera wants to do, is he does want to keep that ball rolling. He does want to keep it at his players' feet, which means sometimes that we might lack a little bit of creativity going forward, because we might see a lot of
Mhm.
pass backs. But I think it's important that we do kind of retain the ball and see what happens after that. Morelia, maybe, depending on what they're feeling like, maybe will come in and try to sit deep and try to get us on the counterattack, which
Mhm.
could, in theory, work for them. We'll have to wait and see. If it does, and that means that, yeah, I mean, if they do that, then we could probably see something in regards to the game against Lobos WAP.
Yes, definitely. And to figure that, they just came off a 4-1 defeat to Querétaro, so they're gonna be gunning for us. They're gonna be gunning for us.
Yep. Which I believe they were away that game as well, correct?
They were home.
Oh, they were home and they lost 4-1. Okay, so they are definitely going to be trying to save face and try to come back and try to get something out of that. So, what is it that we're going to have to do? Well, we talked about possession, but we also need to talk about our finishing, and hopefully the two players that are going to be up top, which we will announce the lineup that will be used tomorrow. Hopefully
Hmm.
they can get a couple of goals. And actually, you know what? Why don't you read that lineup off for us, Christian?
Sure. So in goal we have Marchesin. Our defense will be Paul Aguilar, Edson Alvarez, Emmanuel Aguilera, and Jorge Sanchez. In the midfield, we have Guido Rodriguez, Mateo Uribe. On the wings, we have Andres Ibargo and Cecilio Dominguez. And up top, we have Oribe Peralta and Henry Martin.
So those two strikers are going to be the Mexican duo, Henry Martin
Mhm.
with Oribe Peralta. Hopefully they can keep doing what they're doing. Henry looks like he's been in pretty decent form. I think even against on Saturday in the Clásico, he
Yeah.
was doing pretty well. And
Yes.
we'll have to wait and see what Henry can show up, and of course Oribe Peralta. But let's talk about that lineup, because there's a couple of players that we think should be playing that are not, and
Hmm.
some that should probably be seeing the bench. I'll let you start off with your pick. Go for it.
Why is Cecilio Dominguez playing? Why isn't Diego Lainez in there? Diego Lainez just showcased what he can do in two friendlies. He had a good performance against Uruguay when he came on, and he had a stellar performance against the United States, including that one play that we will not mention. I think I'll mention it right now, where he kind of, I don't know, made the U.S. captain sit, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, so Diego Lainez just showed us and the world what he can do, and Piojo Lopez, Piojo Herrera still thinks that he needs to be on the bench. Why? I don't know anymore. I just do not get it anymore.
You know what? And when the lineup came out, I wasn't surprised that Diego Lainez was not starting. We already know how it goes with Piojo and him, but I do think he sees Lainez as a super sub at the moment, as an impact sub. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not he can cement himself in the starting 11. My only two questions are: why is Ibarwen still playing, and why is he still going to get 90 minutes? And
Mm-hmm.
why is Aguilera playing when Bruno Valdez is ready to go?
Yeah, I don't know. That's another one I was gonna point out. Aguilera, we saw his performances, and they're not good. Okay, they're just not good. Honestly, he needs a lot of work, and Bruno Valdez should be there.
And I get it why maybe Bruno is eating the bench because of his mistake against damn, who did we play?
Did we play
Uh
last
no, not against Lobos WAP, against Pumas. There we
against
go.
Pumas? Oh, against Pumas.
Pumas.
Oh, okay, yeah,
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 against Pumas, he obviously he got that red
yeah,
card,
the
and
red card. Yeah, you're right.
the performance wasn't really there. But I would have to say that it's a bit worrisome. It's very worrisome that Aguilera is starting over Bruno, because I think the partnership between Edson and Bruno were actually was flourishing very well. Of course, it had
Definitely.
a little bit things that it got tweaked here and there, but in the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, I think we had a solid partnership between them. Aguilera still hasn't really proved to me that much, and even in the Super Clásico, seeing him in live and seeing him up front, he still didn't convince me that he should be the starting center back.
Yeah, definitely. And you've expressed this a lot. You like that Bruno Edson partnership, and I'm starting to like it too. You know, they seem to understand each other, and you know, like you keep saying over and over again, putting Aguilera in there instead of Edson, instead of Bruno, it just messes everything up. You know, and we need long term chemistry if you know what I'm trying to get at.
Yep, definitely do. But we'll still have to trust in both of those players to do a very, very good job. We'll have to wait and see what Ibargüen is willing to do. I will say this much though: he does seem to have great kind of chemistry with the players and the team and the managers and the coaching staff. Seeing him in training, he was joking around with
Yeah.
Piojo, joking around with the trainers, with the players. Very, very interesting to see the relationship he has, and seeing how he was. I was like, I can see why he's playing 90 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean,
But a big news about the starting 11 is no Roger Martinez, not even on the bench. Looks like he's going to be another week out for us.
yes. Some discomfort I'm hearing. Is
Yeah,
that what?
Piola said in training last week that he picked up a knock and it was just a knock. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be more. They were going to see if he woke up feeling better the next day. If not, they were going to risk him. They
Right.
didn't risk him, and still to think that he still isn't ready to go, it's quite surprising.
Yeah, it is, and I was really hoping for him to come back because you know I think like we know his potential, we kind of see his potential. I just think he hasn't shown us yet. So I was hoping maybe he can score a goal here or two to just prove to us that okay he has it.
Yep. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, he can in the near future, and we'll have to wait and see exactly what's gonna happen. But in regards to the Morelia game, anything else you want to add?
No, I think we're good.
No. Alrighty. So I guess it's fair to say that we're pretty confident in our boys to come away with a result. With that said, give me a prediction for Saturday.
For Saturday score prediction, I'm going 2-0.
2-0. Nice. I
Two
like it.
nothing.
I like it. I am officially going to retire the 4-0 prediction because
Rest in peace.
after predicting that 4-0 win against the USA and things not going right, I'm saying, okay, maybe it's time to ditch the 4-0 prediction. And
It's
now
gonna
it's time
happen.
to get a new one.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's going to have to happen one day. So, my prediction for Morelia America is not 4-0, but
4-1.
it's going to be 5-0. We're going to score. No, I'm just kidding now. Don't get ahead of yourselves. I'm not that crazy. No, I'm going with I'm going 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
I guess
3-1.
3-1.
I think we can get three past Morelia, and
Yeah.
I think as soon as we score one, the rest come flowing. Because I think if
Yes.
you score one, Morelia's kind of, oh man, here we go again. We're conceding again, this and that. So it's important that we do get the first goal. I will say that much.
Definitely, and I think it'll get our players flowing. Okay, you know what? Let's go. We can keep going. Let's keep going. So yeah, you're right. Getting the first goal will be key in this game.
So hopefully the result goes down. I will take a 2-0 win or a 3-1 win or a 1-0 win or a win in general. I don't even care what numbers fall behind it. But a W is very crucial, very important because you're getting to that stage in the season where you need to start cementing yourself on the table. And the more we win, the more better of a chance we have of staying in that top spot.
Yes, definitely.
So at the end of the day, I think me and you both can say we're looking forward to a very, very good matchup.
Definitely.
Alrighty, and then afterwards, if people are still glued to their TVs, the Canelo and Triple G match is gonna be going on.
Yes, I'm excited for that one too.
So who you going? Who's your money on?
Triple G.
Triple G. Wow, controversial. To be honest, I think
Dylan
it's
was
gonna
about
end
to
in a
fight
draw
with
again.
me. You think so? But
Yeah,
listen, let's get a little bit controversial here, if you don't mind.
go for it.
Triple G was robbed last fight.
I will say that yes, from what I saw and from what I remember last year, he did throw the most punches. I think he was the one on top. I would have to say that it looked like Canelo was gonna take the L. It looked like. And then when the result came in that it was a draw, I was like,
Dude, I was mind blown. I was like, there's no way this is a draw.
exactly. But we'll have to wait and see. Either way, it should be pretty interesting forever for whoever's gonna end up paying that pay-per-view.
It's like $85 to watch two people knock the crap out of each other.
Which will probably be me and my dad
Yeah.
who will split the bill half and half.
Definitely.
Tomorrow we'll have family over. We'll
Yes,
have to wait and
definitely.
see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. All right, so you're gonna go Triple G. I guess I'm gonna go with Canelo just to
No.
kind of see.
Dylan's with Canelo too. If anyone's wondering, Dylan is with Canelo.
Is
Okay.
he?
Yes, he is.
I didn't even ask.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Dylan with his cubana and his cigar and his I don't even know what he's doing. To be
Yeah,
honest,
we
on
don't know. So
vacation. I don't even know what he's doing on vacation. He could completely just be on the beach right now. I don't know. But
yeah.
Dylan is with Canelo. Would have been interesting to have gotten his prediction for tomorrow's game, so we could have
Yeah.
told people. But we'll make it known. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think that comes to the end of the show.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I think yeah, wow, we should do them on Fridays a little bit more. We're a little bit quicker with this sense.
Let's keep
Actually,
it
I think it's
going.
the fact that it's just you and me. It's just you and me.
I think so, right? Because we don't have that third opinion, to voice. Yeah. So
Yeah. So we miss you here. We
interesting.
miss you, Dylan. Come back from wherever you're vacationing soon. And with one thing to say before we end up the show, uh, really want to thank everyone who's followed us. And wait. Our friend Luis has just reminded me, the Lady Aguilas, they played against was it Lobos?
I think it was Lobos 2-1, right?
2-1. Yeah,
2-1.
the ladies
Yeah,
took
2-1.
a very, very good result away from Puebla.
There was what game was it that they were showing live? I think wasn't it Sunday?
To be honest, dude, I was too busy with the Clásico. I didn't even pay
Oh yeah, you're
attention.
right. You're right. Dylan, this is more like Dylan's segment, because
This
Dylan
is
loves Lady
Dylan's
Aguilas.
area of expertise.
Yeah, this
If
is yeah.
you guys want to yell at anyone, yell at Dylan. Call his number. His phone number is 714-664-8837.
Extension 250.
Yes, it's extension 250 if you can't reach him directly from there.
Please.
But that is so dope. I didn't even know that was going on because
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one game that was being televised. I could be wrong, but I did see something about being it on like Univision Deportes or something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one game. I forgot what game it was. But yeah, that happened. We need more of that though. We need more Lady Aguilas being broadcast.
We do. We really, really do. Alondra Gonzalez not even playing where she's supposed to. That's controversial.
Let's answer that question. What would show be called if you were on ESPN?
Okay, I will answer that question real quickly. I just want to finish wrapping up about the Lady Aguilas.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
The lady's doing very well, continuing that good run of form. Like we said, these ladies, you can tell they're hungry. You can tell they're hungry for a championship, and hopefully this is the year and this is the tournament that they do so. So hopefully the Lady Aguilas continue to do well against Lobos. They got a 2-1 result, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Liga MX Femenil coming at you guys in all directions, and we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens against our next opponent. But the Lady Aguilas, keep on doing your thing, and someday you guys will have an even bigger statue than the men's, because the men sometimes they disappoint us in ways that you ladies I know won't.
Yes, definitely. So just a quick recap, I think Lady Aguilas sit second in their table. They are 6-2 with 18 points, 1 point behind the league leader in Toluca. So yeah, let's just keep it going. We're still there. We're still top two. So yeah, let's keep this momentum going.
Absolutely. So we'll go to our good friend Leba in the group chat, who says, what would your show be called if you were on ESPN? First of all, thank you for that question, because if we were on ESPN, that would be absolutely amazing.
Oh my God.
And second of all, I've never really thought of a name for the show. I mean, if you're putting me on the spot, he put Ivan y su banda, like Jorge Ramos y su banda.
That show gets annoying a little.
Dylan and the crew. You know what? I can see that being.
I can see Dylan.
Management tends to like Dylan more than
that's what, like 5 vacation days till hour 1 and 2.
Yeah, to our 1 and 2. I have probably like 12 seconds left on my vacation hours, but if it fits,
damn.
Okay. I'm putting on the spot and just kind of throw a name out. The Eagle Eye Show.
The Eagle Eye Show. Yeah, I can see that too. Eagle Eye Show. But yeah, because it's a show now, it wouldn't be I guess it wouldn't be called a podcast anymore. Yeah, so it'd be a show.
Eagle Eye Show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess Eagle Eye Show.
The Eagle Eye Show. Let us know what you guys would like the name to be, and you guys
Any more questions? I'm in the mood to answer questions now.
in the mood to answer questions. Let us know for
Yeah.
question wise, and we'll keep mumbling on for another couple minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
But let us know if you're listening to SoundCloud or iTunes. Let us know what would you guys name the show, and you guys can let ESPN know that we're available, so you guys can get that going. Um, Damn, this would have been a perfect segment for a new segment on the show called Gansito Hour, in
Gansito
which we eat
hour.
a
But
gansito.
we don't have two people for that. We need the other two, our other two squad members.
We do need our other two squad members for
Yes.
Gansito Hour.
Mm-hmm.
But before we before we get a question or before we even close the show, how's the season looking for you? I guess if we're trying to recap everything so far, what grade would you give America so far up to this point?
The grade I would give America, I think like a B minus. A B. I think that's more than fair, to be honest. Like we have seen moments of brilliance. Let's recap to the times that we were beating everybody 3-0, like 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And then there's times where we're just like, oh my god, like why? Like why are we playing like this? Like we shouldn't be playing like this. I don't know. It's good so far. It's good. We need more though. We need more.
I agree. I would agree with you that we need more. We need more. So
Mhm.
last thing we'll talk about before wrapping up the show is the big controversial that was running around this whole week about Agustin Marchesin and his little kick. Well, not even a little.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was
His
not
pretty
little.
big kick on
It was not
the
little.
youngster. I don't even remember who the youngster's name is.
I forgot.
But you can clearly see in the video he just goes at him,
Mhm.
and the ball is nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
And of course, the player falls. Marchesin walks away, and that is about that. So, what is your take on this?
I would forgot who it was, either you or Dylan, who said this is I guess a bit blown up in a sense that where I guess it shouldn't be that blown up, because I just can't think that this is the only time this has ever happened in a professional environment. To be honest, these things do happen, and I think for two reasons this was blown up. One reason is because we're America, you know, so everything we do just tends to blow up, negative or more negative than positive. It tends to blow up. The second thing, I think it was either me or you who said it, but we kind of see Marchesin as that, like, I think my voice cracked. I don't know if anyone heard that. Please do not clip that or anything. I think my voice cracked. Just ignore that. I think me or you said it. I think we kind of see Marchesin kind of as like that leader type of player among the team. So I guess to see him like kind of lose his head like that, you know, I guess it kind of gives his image like, you know, a little bit of a negative feel, and like his reputation kind of goes down a little bit just for that. I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons why this is blown up so much.
I will say this much: anyone who has ever played soccer and has ever had to go to practices knows if you're a very competitive player, you will get heated in the moment, and you will sometimes throw a kick here and there.
Yeah.
It happens. Anyone knows this. It happens in a basic level, in the schools, in a professional environment. It happens. It happens. But like you said, the reason this gets blown up so much is, one, a reporter caught it on camera, and two, it's America.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Santiago Baños said himself, it's America. Anything that we do is always going to get, you know, projected 10 times bigger than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this should just be done. I don't even think the club should have fined him to for this action. I get what he did was wrong, and I'm not saying go ahead, this should be allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, if you look at the video, yeah, he kicks him, but guess what? He walks away after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. He doesn't go and try to tell him anything. He doesn't try to provoke him even more. It happens. He swung. And you could tell he realized it at the moment. He's like, I'm just gonna walk away and just deal with it. Look, Marchesin, we know what type of player he is. He's the type of player to get in your face. He's the type of player to yell, and he's the type of player that's very competitive. He wants to win, even in practice. You know, it just showcases him. And whenever he talks to the press, and if you ever get a chance to be in front of him, you know what he kind of, what his vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
He projects it very, very well. It's a player that doesn't want to lose. He's a player that will do anything to win. And he's a player that if things are not going right, he will get frustrated and he will get mad.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just that case. I'm not saying it's right of him to be like that, and I'm not saying it's right for him to kick him,
Right.
but for the most part, is I think he admitted to his mistake, which we know that he did because of what he posted. And two, I think look, this is just the thing that is being blown up. It happens all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
really all over the world. Tell me it hasn't even happened in a World Cup stage
Yeah.
where France were just a terrible mess in 2010. Yet no one seemed to say much after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna blow over afterwards, and that's it. That's gonna be that.
Yeah, definitely. I also feel, let's put it this way. March's scene is that, for me, I guess he's gonna be that next captain, so to say. In a sense that we're like, I really do think the players really, like look up to him, really respect him as what he can do. And I think that's another reason why this thing got blown up, because I guess other people do see him like that. I was like, okay, he has that leader mentality, that leader qualities. So like to see a leader do that, it kind of like rings a bell. Like, okay, well maybe he's not capable enough to be a leader.
Yeah, I don't know so much leader. He does have that kind of presence of a leader because a goalkeeper should in that sense. But for me, I don't think he's the next captain for us. But we'll
Right.
have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and see. So before we end the podcast here, and we're gonna end that Manchester conversation at that, and we'll keep it up for debate if anything like this ever happens again. But I think we're both in that same kind of area. It's kind of a gray area where it's bad, but I mean, how bad is it really?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
Last question before we close out the show, and I want to get your honest opinion on this, or your honest answer actually on this.
Okay.
So our good friend Leba has asked, before you die, what is one accomplishment you want America or Mexico to achieve? Give me your answer.
I guess from the Mexico one's easily just win a World Cup. That's the biggest achievement there is in the international stage, win the World Cup. For America, I see our good friend Chris there wins the Libertadores, for America to win the Libertadores. Let's take it a step further. I want America to win the FIFA Club World Cup one day.
All right, not bad, not bad. I think everyone's for Mexico is in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And right before we close the show, my answer is, before I die, what do I want to see America accomplish? Well, I want America to win the Champions League. I don't know how, and I don't know when, or if it would ever be possible, but I want America to win the Champions League.
We've won it 7 times.
The UEFA Champions.
Oh, that's completely different then.
Yes, there you go. Good. Thank you for correcting me. I want America to win the UEFA Champions League trophy. So I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Honestly, with the way
for 19,
yeah,
that is the only way I'm gonna be able to do it,
mm-hmm.
and I will do it because, come on, we know we deserve that Champions League trophy.
Exactly. They're getting rid of the Club World Cup, really?
Yeah, they are. They are gonna get rid of the Club World Cup.
So let's win it before they get rid of it.
I don't know if they're getting rid of it next year or 2 years from now, but for that we need to make it into the CONCACAF.
The soccer world's crazy right now. We have leagues not wanting to come to the US to play games. We have other leagues trying to do that. It's a big mess right now, in my opinion.
Yep. It's a huge mess. But that's for another conversation.
That's for another conversation.
All right. Well, we'll close off the show here. America versus Morelia. Don't forget, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Central time, and of course, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, our good friends down in Mountain time. That is 6 p.m. for all of you. If you guys are going to be watching the game, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter. We will have live reactions from ourselves and live tweet updates for anyone who will not be able to catch the game. And we'll give our predictions and a couple of thoughts on that as well. So as always, for great America coverage, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye Pod. And make sure you guys do follow us on SoundCloud and iTunes. For you guys can always have us on the go. And with that said, Christian, anything else you want to add on?
No, man, just thank you to everyone for coming out today and participating in our things that we do. It means a lot to us, and it motivates us more, to keep doing this and trying to improve ourselves for your better viewing experience or listening experience if you're on SoundCloud, iTunes. So yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Christian, for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you, man. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure indeed. It's Friday. Let's go finish. Let's get the weekend started,
Yeah,
and
let's get the
hopefully you
weekend
guys can
started.
get it started as well. Well, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Don't forget the FIFA 19 demo is out. Make sure you guys go play it, and just putting that out there because it's a really fun experience. And we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the Eagle Eye podcast does a little something with FIFA. So thank you again to everyone who was on the group chat, everyone that's in the live chat right now. Thank you for everyone who's participated in the question. Make sure you guys do go answer that. Thank you to everyone who's listening right now on SoundCloud and iTunes. And as always, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter, like I said, at Eagle Eye Pod. But with that said, let's get that 3 points on Saturday.
Definitely. Eagle iPod right here.
Right there. Eagle Eye Pod.
Right
there you guys know it.
There you go. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. And as always, Arriba la America. See you guys next time. Take care. Goodbye.